Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Joe Rogan has responded, as has Elon Musk and quite a few other people, to the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, the ABC, which, by the way, is taxpayer funded. So our money is going to support and fund this very biased media group. Funny that I don't remember agreeing to supporting a very biased media group known as the ABC, talking about why or how Joe Rogan actually preys on people's vulnerabilities, he preys on people's fear, and he preys on people's anxiety. I don't remember actually funding or supporting a corporation like that, but nevertheless, we're here, ladies and gentlemen, because it is 2024, and believe it or not, people down under in the woke hemisphere of the corporate mainstream media, that is, do not like what took place over in the US recently, with that being Trump winning. For some reason, they thought that it was a terrible, terrible blow for democracy, especially down under, because we actually have a leader of sorts that wants to do good and doesn't want to wokeify the living crap out of everybody in society. But, you know, Joe Rogan changed his mind this year. He actually endorsed Donald Trump. I thought that was a good thing. I thought having the likes of Donald Trump on his platform and, you know, YouTube deciding that they wanted to censor the interview. Hey, man, it's still got over 40 something million downloads. That's like massive. And they still wanted to censor it. Like, what does that tell you? But nevertheless, Trump won. And now people on the legacy media are blaming the likes of Joe Rogan because Joe Rogan decided to stand up for sanity, reason, and rationale. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have the ABC boss, Kim Williams, launches an unhinged tirade against Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan actually responded to this by going, lol, what? He can't even get it. And then even Elon Musk was saying something like, the mainstream media in Australia is like bust. I know. I get it. I understand. Like, this is actually embarrassing. So have a watch of this really terrible response from Kim Williams, who should know better. I wonder how long he's actually going to be in a position of power and leadership after the massive backlash that he's going to receive, because unbeknownst to him, Joe Rogan actually has more viewers than his corporation that he's leading. Jealous much?
I have a question about Joe Rogan, and you've sort of touched on elements of this in the US. He's obviously the world's most popular podcast host. He has 3 billion listeners. He's sort of managed to successfully capture that bro market in America. And his influence is such that in the wake of the US election, the Democrats have said that one of Kamala Harris's mistakes was that she didn't appear on his program. So I'm just wondering if you had any observations about what's behind the Joe Rogan effect, how you believe he's managed to so successfully capture this huge market. And then for us here in Australia, you know, how would or should the ABC be going about capturing that kind of audience?
Look, I'm not sure that I'm the right person to respond to that question. I am not a consumer or enthusiast about Mr. Rogan and his work.
Shocking.
I am not one of the 3 billion, and I'm unlikely to be 3 billion and one anytime soon. I think people like Mr. Rogan prey on people's vulnerabilities. They prey on fear. They prey on anxiety. They prey on all of the elements that contribute to uncertainty in society, and they entrepreneur fantasy outcomes and conspiracy outcomes as being a normal part of social narrative. I personally find it deeply repulsive, and to think that someone has such remarkable power in the United States is something that I look at in disbelief. I'm also absolutely in dismay that this can be a source of public entertainment when it's really treating the public as plunder for purposes that are really quite malevolent.
Yeah, the bro market that Joe Rogan has apparently captured includes a lot of women too. Bro market for sure. It's got over 3 billion listeners. That is a lot. People love listening to Joe. Why? Because he just speaks like you or I would having a normal, regular conversation. That's how it is. He wants to get the truth of things. Do I listen to all the episodes? No, I do not. I only listen to the ones that I am actually interested in. And turns out that, look, it's an interesting show. I'm not going to lie. There's lots of elements to it, you know, where he gets on about fighting and then politics and then transgenderism. Like, we end up down this very, very interesting conversational loop, I've noticed of late. But, you know, that's just how it goes these days. Thing is, the mainstream media go, oh, we need a liberal version of Joe Rogan. Problem is, you already had Joe Rogan, who was a liberal, was a Democrat, but you stuffed it up so much, you went too woke that now Joe Rogan went Republican because he didn't see a way out going Democrat. And it's someone like Joe Rogan, who was as left as they came back in the day, as liberal as they came, believe it or not, you can listen to some of his old episodes and you can see the trend. You know, COVID really did it for him, I believe. And then more than that, this whole transgenderism thing and speaking to a variety of different people in the know, it was fascinating to me. It really was, to see him change the way that he changed. And I think that's a good thing. Living inside of an echo chamber for all your life is not a really good thing. You know, like, you should be able to branch out and listen to a variety of different opinions and thoughts, because it expands your ability of being able to interact with a variety of debates and topics and things of that nature, which is what I do. I don't live inside of an echo chamber. As much as it pains me to listen to people that I think are absolutely stupid, ignorant, and think that, well, they're wrong about many things, as much as it pains me to listen to them, I still will listen to them because I don't want to live inside of an echo chamber. I want to know how the other side are thinking so I can combat it and so I can dismantle their so-called ridiculous arguments. But they do the same thing with me. So it's just how things work. But they are incredibly jealous and annoyed that Joe Rogan has captured such a major audience, and they can't because, well, they're stupid, they're annoying, and they're ignorant. So anyway, the ABC Corporation boss, Kim Williams, says people like Mr. Rogan prey on people's vulnerabilities. Isn't that what you do on ABC by lying to people? They prey on fear. You do that. Joe Rogan doesn't. He just has people on. You actually create stories that dramatize certain things. You, in fact, over-dramatize things because you want viewership. And you prey on people's anxiety. Hello? I think you're speaking to yourself here. You're in media, mate. I personally find it deeply repulsive. Well, I find you repulsive. Ever thought of that? You're a repulsive human being for going after an actual decent man. Anyone that goes after a decent man is, in fact, a repulsive man or woman. And to think that someone has such a remarkable power in the United States is something that I look at in disbelief. You can look at it all you want in disbelief, mate. It's happened. You're just jealous. You're jealous that you don't have the same kind of power and control, or reach, that Joe Rogan does. Maybe if you stop being woke and actually focused on real things and real people and real issues, then maybe, just maybe, things might turn around for you. Ever thought about that? No, I can't possibly do that. I'm loving this woke shit. I'm absolutely in disarray or dismay that this can be a source of public entertainment when it's really treating the public as plunder for purposes that are really quite malevolent. Wow. The irony of that statement. Pure poetry. Kimmy, well done, Kimmy. Fantastic job. You You're an absolute dingbat, an idiot, mate. Well done. You just said what everyone in Australia already knows about the ABC. Well done. And you know what? I'm playing the smallest ever violin. Cry me a river. Because Joe Rogan's just going, laughing. What? He's probably more powerful than you are, mate. So don't pick fights with people that you know you're going to lose against. Ever thought of that? Might be a little bit of wisdom for you there. Anyway, you guys take care. Be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.